There's nothing like Manchester United against Liverpool. Two gigantic clubs, pillars of our game, the teams of yesteryear who have accumulated 39 titles and 9 European Cups between them. One of them hell-bent on making history again, the other living in the past. As you walk into Old Trafford, you see the Holy Trinity, Best, Law and Charlton, the Matt Busby and Sir Alex Ferguson statues. Its dated exterior got a patch-up paint job this week, but that barely scratches the surface of the repairs required to this team. Manchester United have lost 4 league games in a row for the first time since 1979. And there are some interesting parallels with 43 years ago. Britain was gripped by an energy crisis. Milk had gone up 10%. The whole country was on strike, and we were about to get a female Prime Minister. It was a time of discontent, and there is mutiny in the air at the Theatre of Dreams tonight. Enter their greatest rivals, who did the double over Manchester United last year. 5-0 here, 4-0 there. And unless Manchester United have learnt the lessons of Brighton and Brentford, another defining night at Old Trafford is on the cards for all the wrong reasons. Here are the two teams, starting with Manchester United, the home side. David De Gea is in goal. 4 changes to the outfield players. Dalot is the right back. Varane and Martinez are the centre halves, with Malacia at left back. McTominay, Eriksson, Fernandes in midfield, with Elanga, his first start of the season. Rashford in the number 9 position. Sancho at left wing. Maguire and Ronaldo are on the bench. For Liverpool, Alisson is the goalkeeper, Alexander-Arnold is the right back, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson the back 4, Henderson, Elliott and Milner are the 3-man midfield. Salah, Firmino and Luis Diaz are in attack in the absence of Darwin Núñez, who is suspended for tonight after what happened in last week's Monday night game. Thiago, Darwin Núñez and Kenny Dalglish just about 6 or 7 seats away to our left, just getting themselves acquainted with their seats in the Old Trafford director's box. Michael Oliver is getting acquainted with the two captains. It will be Liverpool who get us off and underway, shooting towards the Stretford end in the first half, in white shirts with a rather interesting black swirl on the front. White shorts and white socks. Manchester United in red shirts, white shorts and black socks will attack the scoreboard end away to our right. The Liverpool fans very vocal with their pro-Glazer protests away to our right. And we're underway. The footballing weekend starts and ends in Talk Sport. On Saturday we began with Tottenham's win over Wolves, brought you all the action from Selhurst Park, and then whipped you around the grounds and got some great calls on the nation's best football phone-in. But more eyes, more ears, more focus will be on tonight's game than any other this weekend, because it's Manchester United and it's Liverpool, and it's live and for free on Talk Sport with Stuart Pearce and Danny Murphy. And Danny, what's your advice to Manchester United right from the off?
Lots of energy, lots of pressing, get the fans on board as early as possible. It's the best way to start any home game. Get them right behind you, first tackle, first header. Even that there, giving a foul away, at least you're showing some determination to try and win the ball back. Lisandro Martinez coming out of defence and crunching into Mo Salah. Free kick just on the edge of the centre circle, just right of centre, inside the Manchester United half. And it will be taken by Henderson, who taps it to the right. Down the right it goes, won by Fernandes. And then Malacia tries to get it clear. Fernandes picks it up again, and then the ball goes down the right side, but before it can be released, Trent Alexander-Arnold has won it back for Liverpool. Rashford made an intelligent run between the two centre-backs there, and if they are going to get out tonight and attack the Liverpool goal, that's how they're going to do it, Stuart Pearce.
Well, they certainly are. They had an opportunity there, turned the ball over, and it was an intricate close-range pass rather than the pass over the top of the back line, and for me that's what you've got to do with Liverpool. Certainly when they're starting to squeeze that line, you've got to exploit the space behind.
United were played off the park in their first home game of the season against Brighton. The expectation is that the same will happen here tonight, but stranger things have happened. And remember, if Manchester United win this game this evening, they leapfrog Liverpool in the table, but that's not going to happen, is it? Well, they're not playing out from the back, from the goal kick. It's kicked long, upfield by David De Gea, flicked on towards Rashford, and it goes straight down the throat of Alisson. That's a stark change from last week. Sancho running back wins it, picked off by Diaz, worked to the left, but it's not received by Robertson. Varane under pressure, turns it back to David De Gea. Again he kicks long, up over the halfway line, brought down by Gomez. Out to the right it goes for Liverpool. 0-0 the score. We play just 2 minutes and you're live on Talk Sport. Hostile atmosphere. Every time Liverpool touch the ball they are whistled, booed and jeered. Liverpool fans making one hell of a racket, trying to get behind their team away to our right. About 2,500 maybe here tonight, maybe a bit more than that. Here is Luis Diaz being tracked by Diogo Dalot. Brilliant. Gets past him, plays it infield and plays it to Henderson. Henderson to Firmino, who's dropped off deep. Through the centre circle goes Elliott, engaged by Elanga, who's actually started on the left tonight. It comes into midfield. Blood and thunder challenged by Henderson. The ball ricochets into the air and goes back to David De Gea. Listen to that noise.
Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to get fans going. Effort, commitment. Good decision from De Gea to go long twice. I think the only problem for United with that is who's going to win the headers against Van Dijk and Gomez. You wouldn't think Rashford's going to do that, so that's the only thing, giving possession away, but it's the lesser of two evils for them at the moment.
Well, Manchester United were criticised for... here's Fernandes playing the ball through the middle of the centre-backs. Rashford is away into the penalty area, tries to get a shot in. Brilliant defending by Van Dijk to block the effort, and it ricochets to the far side. Fernandes back into Eriksen. Eriksen back to Lisandro Martinez. That, as we suggested before the game, might be the route to success for United. Playing the ball up to Rashford and waiting for a speedy attack.
I think great first-time ball round the corner in behind the Liverpool back line, but probably 2-3 years ago Rashford wouldn't have been caught then. He enabled Van Dijk to get back and get the block.
Lisandro Martinez to Malacia, and then from the left side of the Liverpool half, Manchester United trying to build an attack with Elanga, who goes back to halfway. Now Varane's got it in a long sleeve blood red Manchester United jersey. McTominay. And then back to Varane via Lisandro Martinez again. Klopp standing with his hands behind his back with that familiar baseball cap right on the perimeter of the technical area, peering onto the pitch, watching his team chasing Manchester United, who have got the ball at the moment and they've had a decent amount of possession so far, but Varane's ball forward was wayward. It went straight out of play. Robertson wants to get things moving again and tosses it to Alisson. 4.5 gone. Talk Sport live at Old Trafford. Whatever the outcome tonight, whatever the incidents that pique your interest, remember you'll be able to have your say straight afterwards with the boys on the sports bar, Jason Cundy and Dean Saunders. 03717 22 33 44. That's the number to call.
I think, Sam, if you're United, just looking at these earlier interchanges, Trent Alexander's looking to squeeze into midfield and advance.
Firmino down the middle of the pitch to Milner. Milner inside the penalty area, tries to get the better of Varane. Across comes Martinez, squeezes it out to the far side, and then as Milner goes chasing down to the corner of the penalty area, Liverpool are claiming for a penalty after he appeared to be pushed in the back by Varane. The ball goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah. Better from Liverpool, wasn't it? Intricate passing, nice and sharp through the lines. Elliott getting involved, much better.
Just saying, previously, if you're United, you're looking to go in behind Liverpool's back line, or if you can't do that quickly, I think the diagonal ball from this right-hand central side over the top of Trent Alexander's an opportunity.
And Milner wasn't happy about a push by Varane in his back. Not enough for a penalty?
No, I don't think so. Looked a little bit over-exaggerated before, didn't it?
No Maguire, no Ronaldo in the starting lineup for Manchester United tonight. Playing at a quicker tempo here. Fernandes out to the left. Elanga skates towards the left edge of the Liverpool penalty area. It's fended away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back into deep midfield for Eriksen. Then across square to McTominay. And then Varane will see it all the way back to his goalkeeper. And David De Gea has it at his feet again, and once again he decides to go long and high into the night sky. It's a flick on by Fernandes, inviting Elanga to chase. It's not a great clearance by Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's played in behind him and Rashford is away. Rashford goes down. He's brought down on the edge of the box. I think that's going to be a free kick. But Trent Alexander-Arnold got caught wrong side there after a poor clearance, and Rashford gave him one hell of a bit of trouble. And Michael Oliver doesn't dish out a yellow card, but has dished out a free kick in Christian Eriksen territory.
I think this is what we're looking for from Rashford. Well, certainly United are looking for movement in behind and perpetual motion to put defenders under pressure, and showing good strength there as well.
Determination and strength to win the ball, but Trent's clearance was poor on his weak foot, a bit lackadaisical. He's got to switch on really quickly, because twice now in that little channel between the centre-half and Trent, they've had a bit of joy, United.
Christian Eriksen looking for his first ever goal against Liverpool, his first Manchester United goal at the scoreboard end, takes it right-footed into the wall, flicks up into the air, goes out for the first corner of the game. And Manchester United with a chance to cause problems for that Liverpool backline from a set piece.
I think that's a really poor free kick from there, personally. I think it's round the open side of the wall with players flashing across the front of the goalkeeper. He's tried to go up and down and got it wrong. I think it's a giveaway, I really do.
It's got to be an unbelievable strike from that angle.
Tyrell Malacia to take the corner from the near side for Manchester United. There'll be a left-footed delivery arced in towards the 6-yard box. It's a little bit high, actually, in fact too high, and Fernandes has to rescue it by nodding it back goalwards. It's to no one in particular, and it's picked off. And Manchester United, who aren't going to get too many chances, you feel, tonight against Liverpool.
I say this with all the respect in the world to you, Stu, because I know you had a wonderful left foot on set plays, but a young left-back making his first start, I wouldn't be asking him to take corners when you've got the likes of Eriksen and Fernandes on the pitch. I find that bizarre.
Yeah, it's 2 wasted set pieces, isn't it?
Well, I understand Eriksen's, we've seen him do it. He's more than capable. So, yeah, first few minutes, he thinks I can put one in the top corner. You forgive him. What I'm saying is you've got wonderful set-piece takers on the pitch, and you're asking a young left-back to run across the whole width of the pitch, diagonally, to take a corner, which is it's a pressurised situation.
Tyrell Malacia celebrated his 23rd birthday this week. Wasn't afraid to dish out a few instructions when coming off the bench against Brentford down at the GTEC Community Stadium last Saturday evening. 8.5 minutes gone, still 0-0 at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Liverpool. This is James Milner on the edge of his own D, playing it left to Robertson up to the halfway line. Diaz being crunched from behind by Diego Dalot, and the referee calls the foul eventually. Liverpool did have the ball, he was looking to play the advantage. Jurgen Klopp's not happy, he's having a go at the fourth official.
Well, twice, that's why. I mean, he's too cute. You can't be diving in like that. He's going to get a yellow if he keeps doing it. Diaz is too clever for that.
John Brooks is the fourth official. VAR Darren England tonight. Michael Oliver in charge, one of the most experienced referees. Dennis Irwin's just taken his seat in the director's box away to our left-hand side as Manchester United win the ball back again on halfway, and it's played through to Fernandes through the middle of the pitch. He sends it in, he falls to Elanga, right footed, hits the post from the edge of the box, cannons to the outside, and Sancho retrieves it. Back into the box he goes, across towards the near post, blocked by Robertson, out for a corner. Massive chance for Manchester United. The ball played through by McTominay to the edge of the box. Fernandes kept it alive, squared it intelligently to Elanga, and he hit the post.
It's got a score, Stuart, for me.
100%, Dan. You took the words right out of my mouth. You get an opportunity like that, you're running onto it, it's your favoured foot, you open the goal out, and to hit the post there, it's almost criminal.
Manchester United have started the brighter.
Brilliant.
Eriksen towards the far post, looking for Fernandes. It comes down on the edge of the box. Salah trying to tussle with Malacia. It goes out to the far side. Malacia wires into him, puts it out, and it's away for a throw.
The thing what's impressive is yes, the tempo, but they've got their confidence back. And now the tackle there from Fernandes to get the ball to Elanga was also good, because it showed that he's up for it. But they look like a side that's got a point to prove to me.
Well, that was a brilliant ball, actually, into Fernandes initially, and then the way he hooked it from that McTominay pass into the path of Elanga. I mean, the whole goal was open for him, and he smashed the bottom of the post.
Sam, there's two things that happened in that incident just then. A, the striker cannot afford to miss. These are defining moments in the game.
Luis Diaz now scampering away to our left-hand side, looking to try and get in behind the United defence. Diego Dalot bellows at David De Gea, who's come miles out of his goal to clear, and he does that into the stand that we're sitting in, the Sir Bobby Charlton South stand. We're in the midpoint of it, just right at the halfway line, looking down on this beautiful playing surface. The floodlights on now, and the heavy grey clouds that have encircled Manchester throughout the course of the day still swirling around our heads. Peaks of little bits of sunshine still trying to sneak through, still very light in these parts when the cloud's not around at this time of the year. And Manchester United trying to bring a bit of sunshine to their supporters after what has been a very difficult start to the season. 3 shots, none for Liverpool so far, but it remains goalless on TalkSport, but they've definitely had the best chance. Up to Firmino, the Brazilian, back in the team today for Liverpool. He's in the centre circle when he sends it back to Milner. Milner, who's left of centre now, looking up, trying to find an out ball, goes square to Joe Gomez, who's in the team because of the injury to Matip and Konate. And I don't think that Nat Phillips covered himself in glory in that first half last week against Crystal Palace, which is why Joe Gomez, now fit and ready for action, is back in the starting 11. He strides forward to the halfway line, tucked round the corner by Salah. The return from Alexander-Arnold is a little bit heavy. It goes out for a throw-in midway inside the Manchester United half, and here's Danny Murphy.
I think it's going to be fascinating, that side of the pitch with Trent Alexander-Arnold. He likes to drift inside, he likes to go high, whether Ayelanga's going to follow him or whether he's going to keep his width and be there for when United counter. I always find it fascinating how people, opposition, deal with Trent, because he does seem to play all over the place when Liverpool have the ball.
Manchester United fans in cracking voice tonight. The atmosphere when they play Liverpool is always very good, in particular tonight, and lots of anti-Glazer chants doing the rounds. Even when Casemiro was announced to the crowd beforehand, the chant was "We want Glazers out," more than anything else that was emanating from the stands. And that's coming out again as the ball's drifted long by Varane. In behind the full-back, Trent Alexander-Arnold is trusting with Elanga, who's gone down, wants a free kick. Referee has said no, play on. Trent Alexander-Arnold takes it towards the halfway line, releases the ball down the right-hand side, watched well by Malacia, who gets in front of Salah, heads it away, and it goes down on the far side. Liverpool keep the ball moving again. 13 and a half gone on TalkSport.
That was the ball I was talking about, the one over Trent's head, that diagonally actually got in a great back in a good position, Trent there. But I think United are deliberately looking at it.
Goalless. Van Dijk has it on the edge of his own penalty area. Liverpool really haven't fashioned anything like a proper attack so far in the game. Firmino onto Milner. Remember, they've drawn their opening 2 matches of a season. They drew with Fulham down at Craven Cottage, and then with 10 men ended up dropping 2 points at home to Crystal Palace. There's a lot of positives from that performance. Danny and I were there last night with Adrian last weekend. Here's the ball forward by Trent Alexander-Arnold. So at the edge of the penalty area, looking for Luis Diaz, who's been their most enterprising attacker in the early part of the season. The ball breaks down and Elanga can't control. So it's away by Gomez and then back again. Van Dijk switches the play out towards Salah. Salah trying to get the better of Malacia. He's got the better of Malacia. Into the box he goes. Firmino in between the centre-backs. Varane is there with a slide tackle. Away by Christian Eriksen. Hooked back towards goal by Henderson. Then flicked on by Diaz. The ball drops in midfield and Sancho's trying to bring it clear. Rashford takes over. Sancho's got it back again. He's on the halfway line now for Manchester United. Fernandes slides it down the right. Rashford has been released. He's down by the byline. He's taking on Van Dijk. He comes infield, hesitates, gives it back to Fernandes. Fernandes switches it to Christian Eriksen. Took too many touches and then has to go back on the outside towards Malacia because he couldn't get it under control. But another quick counter-attack from Manchester United, who come again with Elanga onto Eriksen. Back to Elanga again. 2-3 inside the box. One of them is Sancho. He turns. He drags it back. He shoots. He scores! Brilliant goal from Jadon Sancho. Wonderful Manchester United moment. Finally a Manchester United player scores, and does so in terrific style. A wonderful move down the left-hand side. Cut back to the edge of the penalty area. Sancho was waiting for Elanga's pass. He tricked his way into space and slotted home. And it's Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0.
Well, that man Elanga, sorry Stu, that man Elanga again on the left-hand side, causing Trent all sorts of problems. Brilliant finish though, and a great move. Well, you know, they deserve it. They deserve it.
They certainly do. I tell you what, in these first opening exchanges, first 15 minutes, Manchester United have been outstanding. I've got to say, they've put a lot of pressure on, and they're putting the ball in and beyond Liverpool and causing them a lot of problems.
It's a basic give and go though, isn't it? To beat Trent, Stewart. It's not difficult. Yeah, it's poor defending. You know, we're the first to eulogise about Trent's ability to go forward, but that's very basic defending. It's a simple give and go. He's in behind, he picks out his man. And let's give Sancho some credit, the calmness. He didn't snatch at it, he took his time. Seen him do this before. Look, that's the nice little bit of skill we know he's got. Side puts it in the corner, brilliant finish.
I think it was really important for the game and Manchester United's sake to get the first goal. I really do.
Great goal. You're listening to Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0 on TalkSport with Now Sports. Don't forget, with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Manchester United versus Liverpool live tonight for $11.99, no contract. Search Now Sports. This is TalkSport. And Sancho's almost got it again down in front of us on the halfway line. Doesn't quite manage to connect with it. And it goes all the way back to Van Dijk. And Liverpool have conceded the first goal in a game once again. It's now 7 Premier League games in a row that Liverpool have gone behind. In fact, they've been behind at half-time in both Premier League games this season, having been behind at half-time only once in the Premier League all last season.
I always think that when Jordan Henderson doesn't play on the right of the three, Stu, that Trent doesn't get as much cover and help. Every time he's not there, he seems to be more isolated. When Jordan's out there, it seems to help him a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the pressing that Jordan does for the team from that area is fantastic. I'll give you that.
Here is Firmino at the other end looking for Harvey Elliott. Comes back to Milner, edge of the box, slips it to the edge of the area, away by Varane, and then it's only half cleared. Won by Henderson. And then it's back with Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz with a little bit of space, tricks his way forward, gets the ball back off Harvey Elliott. Lovely little drag back shot towards the far corner. It's narrowly wide of David De Gea's goal, and it's out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. You're listening to TalkSport. Manchester United lead Liverpool by 1-0. No, don't adjust your radio. That is actually the scoreline. It's Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. The goal coming from Elanga after 16 minutes, and it was a terrific, well-worked goal. And let's be clear, Manchester United deserve it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Sam. First little bit of intent from Liverpool, though, and that man Diaz, Stewie singled him out before. He's got that belief in himself, hasn't he, with the quick feet, the strength. Unlucky there from him.
Manchester United with 4 shots on goal so far, 1 on target. Liverpool with no shots on target in the game so far, and very minimal number of touches in the opposition box, 4 to Manchester United's 9. Remember, TalkSport Breakfast is back on air tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Dean Saunders, who's doing a double shift actually, he's doing tonight and tomorrow. Ray Parlour will be in the studio with Laura. 6 o'clock, everybody's up and ready to go. If you've got the TalkSport Edge app, you can watch it as well. I'll be on the show at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Shaban will be on the show from Manchester as well. Mark Bosnich and Tony Bellew's going to be on the programme tomorrow. All the big guests on TalkSport throughout the course of the day. Here is Christian Eriksen for Manchester United. Oh, look at the space for Sancho. Down the right, release. He's got Rashford in front of him. He gives it to Rashford. Rashford tries to shoot. Slide tackle from Joe Gomez. Pushes the ball out towards the near side. It goes out towards the corner flag. Rashford is being chased. He's pushed to the floor. The ball's picked up by Robertson. And then it's taken away towards the edge of the penalty area. But Liverpool vulnerable to that very basic tactic on the counter-attack.
Well, it's because their fullbacks are willing to get forward when they're in possession and trust that they'll keep it. As soon as the turnover, Eriksen found Sancho, who kept his position and not tracked Robertson. Maybe that's a tactical ploy from Ten Hag to leave his wide men high, ready for the turnover and not track the fullbacks.
That's a gamble, isn't it? You know, leaving those 2 wide players high, and then when the turnover comes...
I'm not sure whether he did it accidentally. We'll have to wait and see.
Or whether he was cheating.
Yeah,
you've got 2 individuals in the centre of midfield in Eriksen and Fernandes that will play the ball quickly and early, and they've demonstrated that already. You've got to be naive not to do it against Liverpool at the moment.
20 minutes have ticked over on the scoreboard away to our right and the one away to our left, and it's Manchester United who lead by 1-0. Elanga, ball played in field, collected by Firmino, then up towards the edge of the penalty area, but Eriksen and Dalot combine to get it away. Sancho with a neat touch into McTominay. Manchester United have got a confidence and a swagger about them that has been absent for a very long period of time. Robertson to halfway, and now Liverpool looking for a way back in the game, as they were on Monday night, as they were down at Craven Cottage, as they have done in each of the last 7 matches in the Premier League either side of the summer. Poor pass by Gomez into the stand. And you know, we were talking earlier about some of yesterday's games, the Leeds-Chelsea game. Sometimes goals do really change games, don't they? And they give the home crowd in particular something to shout about. And this home crowd came in here, mutiny in the air, discontent in their ranks.
protests against their owners. Once the goal goes in, that just raises the temperature even further.
Yeah, and it settles the players down more often than not, especially on an occasion like tonight. It gives them the confidence to start trying things and have belief in themselves rather than worrying about every pass being misplaced. So we talked earlier about the importance of the first goal tonight, especially in Manchester United, with their confidence being what it is, and you can see it, the difference in the players, the body language, everything.
I think as well, with the ascendancy United have got at the moment, they're going to have to keep pressing this, because if they don't, Liverpool are going to come into the game at some stage.
Elliott onto Salah, down the right now, trying to cut in. He's on his left foot and then drags it back. He's got Elliott for company, right side, attacking the Manchester United penalty here. The reverse pass into Milner. Milner goes down the outside, then takes a heavy touch. It goes out for a goal kick away to our left. And Manchester United will get us restarted again. You are listening to TalkSport. Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0 on TalkSport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Bit of a bump of chest, bit of macho man making from Lisandro Martinez and James Milner.
Sorry, Sam, just to interject. The goalkeeper's kicking it long now. You see Trent's position. You've actually got a 3v3 for United with Elanga onto Gomez. I think at times Trent has to play more orthodox. It creates a problem for the other defenders when he just goes off and plays as high as he wants or comes inside. It gives a problem for Gomez and Van Dijk and Robertson, over covering, when to go out, when to stay.
Well, from that goal kick, the ball went high up over the entire midfield and in towards Anthony Elanga. Actually eluded him, went over his head and out of play. But if that ball had landed in between Joe Gomez, there's 3 Manchester United red shirts darting towards the ball and 3 white shirts.
I just think a 3-on-3 or a 4-on-4 or a 2-on-2 is dangerous.
I think this day and age in the game, though, you've almost got to go man for man.
On the press?
Yeah, you have. Otherwise, you're going to get played through because you're going to be outnumbered. And they'll rely on the likes of Gomez and Van Dijk winning the aerial battle.
Fernandes onto Elanga, who's got the better of Trent Alexander-Arnold again and darting down the left, shrugs him off, gets to the edge of the penalty area, then comes inside, he's pulled to the floor. That's going to be a yellow card for Trent Alexander-Arnold and a free kick just outside the penalty area. Well, it's been coming, that. He had one on him a little bit earlier on, which was a little bit naughty, and Michael Oliver not taking it a second time, and it's a yellow card for the Liverpool right full-back.
Well, we've criticised Ten Hag enough and his selections and some of the strange things we've seen in the first couple of weeks, but he's got the Elanga one right tonight. He's deliberately put him over there on Trent and played Rashford through the middle, and so far it's working a treat.
I mean, United's performance has been outstanding. If this was an Alex Ferguson team, you would have said he's just about nailed everything correctly. And the performance is really good. The only thing they're probably short of is the second goal at present.
Eriksen's to take a free kick wide on the Manchester United left. It's drifted towards the far post. It's not too far away. Tipped over the top by Alisson and out for a corner. What a chance that was. Hit it right-footed, right towards goal. It was going in the far corner, and Alisson had to make sure.
To be fair, Sam, he should never score from there. The keeper should be comfortable with that, really. It's a bit elaborate.
I think his first free kick was a lot closer and a better angle to put it in exactly the same place as he's just put that one.
Well, it was a stretch and a fingertip from Alisson.
It was, but he shouldn't have been in that position.
Here's the corner from the near side, taken by Tyrell Malacia. It's a little bit closer towards a red shirt this time, but it's still very deep and over the head of Fernandes, and it floats behind and away for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 25 gone. It's Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0, and you're live on TalkSport tonight. Danny Murphy, Stuart Pearce alongside me. Robertson having the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Erik Ten Hag looks pretty composed inside the technical area, watching on as Manchester United are in control of this game. Jurgen Klopp looks a little bit agitated.
So he should be. Would you? I'd be asking Harvey Elliott to get over and help Trent a little bit more. You know, if you're playing in the right midfield of the 3, you've got to go and do some defending as well. And when you see your teammate struggling a bit, you might just say, stand in front of me for 5-10 minutes.
Now, Liverpool scored more goals against Manchester United last season than they had in any season since 1895-96. But it's been a very different story at Old Trafford tonight. Lots of people coming to this stadium this evening, Manchester United supporters, in build up in the week, the conversation. They already knew the result. They knew that they were going to lose tonight. There wasn't any fear or trepidation because they already knew what was going to happen. Varane has just clattered into Luis Diaz, and he's got a yellow card as a result of that. There's going to be a free kick to Liverpool just inside from the left touch line, midway in the Manchester United half. It was a very clumsy, cynical challenge. You choose your adjective correctly.
I think in wrestling terms he's been clotheslined.
That's one of those they call a good foul, don't they?
It's grabbed him right round the thigh as Luis Diaz managed to get through. Here is the free kick from Robertson into the box, swirled away by Lisandro Martinez and cleared up over the halfway line. No one really attacked that from Liverpool. It didn't really have the depth on it towards the shirts at the back post who were lurking, and it's cleared away by the home team, and it remains 1-0 to Manchester United. Yeah, I was saying that a lot of people came in the week, if you were in and around Manchester, they were telling you that they were going to lose and they were just going for, out of habit, the atmosphere to support their team, knowing that chances of victory were very, very slim. But today, as I was walking up to the ground, I heard a few murmurings of, I think United are going to do it tonight. That's what they were saying. I wasn't as confident that they could do it, but they're leading here by a goal to nil. 28 on the clock. This is the Premier League. One on the edge of the penalty area by Firmino, scoops it forward looking for Henderson. Manchester United getting caught playing out from the back. It's one again on the right hand side from Alexander-Arnold. Here is Salah now taking over, moving into the box. He's got two for company, flicks the ball towards Henderson, whose volley is poor, and he shanks it behind and away for a goal kick out to our left hand side.
Brilliant play from Henderson, harassing Fernandes, robbed him. The last player you want trying to pressure is Henderson because he's relentless. He wins the ball, ends up getting the chance himself, just doesn't quite get the connection on the volley coming in from the right hand side, but better from Liverpool.
It's currently Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. For the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Manchester United to win 20-23 on, Liverpool to win at 13-5, or back the draw at 5-2. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. And if you need help and advice, it's 18. It's begambleaware.org, and remember, it's 18 plus only.
I think what United can't afford to do is believe their own hype and start passing the ball through the lines and just keep doing what they're doing, popping it in behind on the turnover.
Robertson down the left for Diaz, who's wrestling with Diogo Dalot. Dalot holding off Diaz. Diaz commits a foul. Free kick given to Manchester United. The Manchester United fans baying Luis Diaz down by the corner flag, all on their feet, shaking their fists at him.
He missed it, the ref, the first one. It was a foul the other way, pulling him.
And that's what Luis Diaz is asking for.
Yeah, it was.
Michael Oliver has given the foul for Manchester United. All those soft fouls are gone now, Danny.
I don't mind that. Big fan of that. Let the game go, 100%. That means you missed the odd one, so be it.
Half an hour gone. United lead by a goal to nil. Gomez with a strange header that sends it square into Alexander-Arnold, who hooks it over his head under pressure from Elanga, brought down by Firmino through the legs of Eriksen. Now a chance for Liverpool to counter-attack with Elliott, who scampers over halfway. Down the right channel being pursued by Fernandes. Then Firmino, infield it goes. It's collected now by Henderson and sent wide to Robertson. Robertson back to the edge of the area. Diaz now looking to try and trick his way down the left side. He beats Dalot onto the byline, produces a cross, hits Dalot, goes behind and away for a corner to Liverpool in front of the Stretford end.
I think this is an area, Stuart complimenting Diaz, I agree with him. He's a wonderful talent. He takes responsibility with the ball. He can go both ways. I think he's got the beating of Dalot. Keep getting him the ball. Keep letting him get after Dalot.
Corners will be taken by Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's not the most popular man in Manchester. Just in front of the tunnel. Takes 3 steps back down the camber of the pitch before looking to try and curl this into the top of the 6-yard box. It's a flat trajectory, headed away at the near post by Bruno Fernandes. Gomez sends it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who immediately whips it towards the far post. It's going to be too heavy for Milner, and it goes behind and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. 30 gone. 1-0 Manchester United.
I noticed Jordan Henderson having a real pop at Trent there. I think it was an ambitious high tariff cross with your back to goal from the left-hand side. I mean, he's capable, but just there it was a case they had an overload on the left-hand side. I think Henderson was correct there, just to calm him down a little bit.
It is a growing feeling, though, that Liverpool are just trying to edge their way back into the game.
I think United have not been as potent, I would say. Whether Liverpool have edged their way back in, probably Henderson winning the odd 50-50 challenges give them a little bit of a lift.
Robertson takes it left side into his arms because he's throwing the ball in from the touchline inside his own half, short of the halfway line. Milner jockeys his way up to the halfway line. Elliott comes short, receives the ball immediately under pressure from Fernandes, goes back to his goalkeeper Alisson, who's rushed by Sancho, gives it back to Elliott, and it's straight out of play. And that's good work by Manchester United, pressing high up, but not great from Liverpool really, and it's out for a throw-in on this near side. And Liverpool haven't really settled into the game at all. Here is Dalot, tossing it into no man in particular. Van Dijk away, back by Martinez, and then Gomez chips it forward. Malacia gets there, and he's got Salah for company. Then he's a heavy touch taking him down into the left full-back position. Martinez takes over, sweeps the ball up to Fernandes. He's just short of the halfway line, and then Eriksen spots the run of Sancho down the right-hand side, but I think he also looked for Rashford going down the middle, who realised he was offside.
I think he saw Sancho miss it, that was all. It was the right pass, I think it was the right decision.
Flew that one from deep inside his own half, just didn't quite catch it, and it goes all the way through to Alisson. Manchester United in front, and we're live on Talk Sport. Danny Murphy, Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce. Liverpool have had 83% possession in the last 15 minutes. Here is David De Gea, who's had his hair cut, by the way, if you're interested. Gone is that spiky, quiff look, and it's now very, very tightly cropped to his head, brushed forward, no nonsense. Maybe a change of attitude. Certainly Erik ten Hag looks no nonsense as he stands with his hands behind his back like a very strict school teacher watching on as Manchester United just relinquish a little bit of control to Liverpool. Here is Salah, squeezed out of it by Malacia and Christian Eriksen, and now out towards the left, and Fernandes chipping it down into that channel once again down the left, and Alisson's come a very, very long way, and Elanga was speeding up and accelerating, and he's got the ball back from the throw-in after it was kicked out by Alisson, and he's onside because you can't be offside from a throw, and it's picked up by Fernandes back to Elanga, even though Elanga was so very deep. Liverpool there, a little bit of panic as the ball was thrown into him, but he didn't make the most of it, and now Liverpool bring it clear to the halfway line. Across goes Malacia, touched it out of play, and it's away for a throw, and here's Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, once again United just popped that ball in behind, and even though it was a ball that Alisson's favourite to get to, as long as you've got a willing runner to go and chase it down, you get something from it.
There's a lot more pace on that left-hand side with Malacia and with Elanga for Manchester United tonight. And certainly they're using a lot more of the pace that they've got down that side. Here is Andrew Robertson for Liverpool. Inside opposition territory, sending it square, finding Luis Diaz, and then it's on to Firmino, back to Diaz again. Diaz a little bit deeper, lots of men behind the ball for Manchester United here, lots of bodies to negotiate as Henderson finds Elliott, then Diaz squares it out to the far side, Salah into the box, onto Trent Alexander-Arnold, through the area it goes, comes back to Elliott, it's hit Christian Eriksen and spooned up into the air after a good shot from Elliott. Maybe needed to take it a little bit quicker, and Manchester United managed to conspire to get the ball up towards the halfway line, but it comes back straight away. Van Dijk, Milner, Henderson, Gomez on halfway now, popping it forward. 1-0 to Manchester United 10 minutes before half-time.
Brilliant move by Liverpool, slick interchange of passes, best move in a match for Liverpool. Got an overload on the right-hand side, couldn't quite finish it off, but much better, much quicker with the passes, much quicker thinking from each other.
Just for a moment Diaz has just drifted centrally, and Firmino's gone out to the left-hand side as Milner tries to stab it forward. Eriksen wins that duel, McTominay takes it down, evades the pressure from Liverpool, then wins it back again after Trent Alexander-Arnold engages. The ball spills on halfway, goes a little bit scrappy in that midway point of the Manchester United half, and then it's shepherded all the way back away to our right-hand side, and it's at the feet of Alisson once again in that bright green goalkeeping outfit.
I think Danny mentioned before the game he was a little bit surprised that Fabinho wasn't in the starting lineup. I can see certainly the change for him for Milner at half-time. I can see that happening and pushing Henderson on a little bit more, especially if the scoreline stays the same.
I was just thinking the exact same things, I have to say.
Here's Luis Diaz, a yard in from the touchline, midway inside the Manchester United half for Liverpool, who trail here to a goal scored by Anthony Elanga after 16 minutes, and he should have had two, really. Sancho scored the goal, sorry. Elanga should have had the first goal. Manchester United should have had two. He hit the post, the outside of the post. But Jadon Sancho, the goal scorer, and Manchester United leading by 1-0. And they're coming forward again here with Rashford, trying to get to the edge of the penalty area. And it's cut out in midfield. Won by Van Dijk now, who storms into the opposition territory, slides it forward, gives it to Firmino, out wide to the left, and Robertson now on to Diaz moves it infield, and now Firmino, who's on the edge of the box with his back to goal, square pass by Diaz, now Robertson, and now Firmino again, and just a bit more rhythm about Liverpool as they approach the edge of the penalty area. Robertson gets it back from Diaz, and then they just can't get away from Dalot. A slap of the hands from Varane and Dalot, and the ball goes into the arms of David De Gea.
That's more patient, going forward at the right times, little bit of movement, nice little interchange of positions, opening United up. It's been a good reaction.
Well, it needs to be a good reaction. They're getting used to having to do good reactions, and they're pressing high up here as Varane is trying to clear from inside his own box, and Manchester United, who didn't play out at all in the first 10-15 minutes of this game, started to do so, and that's invited the Liverpool press.
No need. Just keep doing what they're doing, it's fine. Doesn't have to look pretty. Keep getting the ball forward, winning your seconds, and then getting it in behind, like we were talking about earlier.
That last Liverpool attack, I was watching Rashford, who's the furthest up the pitch for United, and he's getting a breather, sort of 2/3 of the way up the pitch, where he should be getting a position ready to counter-attack on the shoulder.
Elanga taking the ball down, Fernandes diving in, there was a foul by Milner there, and Michael Oliver stops the game.
Sorry Sam, he looks a yard off, Milner, I have to say.
But he was taken off last week, wasn't he? In the game against Crystal Palace, he was brought off. He came on against Fulham, started the game against Crystal Palace, and was taken off in that match.
Yeah, he looks a yard off. He's been second to a few balls and not quite himself, or is the James Milner we're used to seeing over the years.
Yeah, he's getting on a little bit now, Dan. Yeah. He's almost as old as you.
Getting there.
James Milner, 36 years young, signed a 1-year contract in the summer. Did have quite an impact when he came on against Fulham, to be fair. Here is Robertson in the left full-back position, cleared away up towards the halfway line. Varane engages with Firmino. The ball drops inside the centre circle, and it's sent out to the right, now collected by Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold moves the ball down the right side. He's being chased now by Elanga, and then it goes back to Firmino, and then space to run into for Henderson, who charges through the gap, plays it off to the right. Salah and Elliott keep it alive. Elliott, edge of the Manchester United box, looking for Diaz. Not a great pass. Dalot was watching the movement of Luis Diaz, so threatening, and Dalot gets it clear. But Manchester United just dropping a little bit deeper, and Liverpool sensing that they've got a foothold in the game now, coming forward with a delicious crossfield pass from right to left, picked out Robertson, and then the ball dropped into the lap of Henderson. Wide on the left, Liverpool come. Diaz in the centre, goes back to Van Dijk from Henderson's pass. Gomez along the floor into midfield for Firmino, who's dropped deep. Elliott now out to the right, space for Trent Alexander-Arnold, takes on Malacia, low cross into the near post, set up for Salah from Firmino. The ball crashed against the body of Martinez, spiralling into the air, it goes behind. But Manchester United look different when they're defending, the way they're slapping each other's hands, high tens, low fives, just making sure that every single defensive action is celebrated.
Well, getting the block's good enough, you don't need the fives and tens. I'm not sure what that's all about, but another good move from Liverpool, playing full of confidence now. Good to see a reaction from them after their poor start, but it was a good block from Martinez. Salah pulling the trigger there.
Unusual for Salah, try to go to the near post instead of the far on that occasion.
Corner to the far post, Milner is there, it's hit the post and come out. It might have hit De Gea, it goes back towards the far corner from Elliott, and somehow the Manchester United goal lives the charmed life. I think it might have hit Martinez on the goal line. I mean, it was Pinball Wizard inside that Manchester United penalty area.
Oh, that would have been.
Fernandes nearly whacked it into his own goal on the back post. Bizarre whether he was trying to clear it or not. I think it was Van Dijk that got the header.
Well, it was bizarre. The ball came into the penalty area. Milner with a header down towards the far post. It was cracked by Fernandes against Martinez, who was standing on the goal line. I mean, it would have been an unbelievable own goal had that have gone in.
I tell you what, Martinez wasn't standing on the goal line. He got back on the goal line brilliantly, by the way. It's gone over his head. He's made 5 yards up to get back, to get the ball straight in the chest from his teammate.
Two really important bits of important defending from Martinez.
Bruno Fernandes was well within his rights to go and give Martinez a high five there. Thanks, mate. 4 minutes before half-time. Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. It was absolutely chaos inside that Manchester United penalty area. Fernandes thinks he's been fouled. The referee says play on. Henderson comes forward, sends it into Diaz, edge of the D, tries to bring it down but falls over as he did so, and the ball's cleared by Manchester United, who just want to get to half-time, I think. They've sent the ball long, and Rashford is chasing now, and he's running at Van Dijk and trying to come infield. That trick's not going to work, I'm afraid, and Van Dijk just uses his body, places it between ball and man, and it's cleared away by Liverpool.
As I say, Van Dijk used his head rather than his body there, read that particularly well, but that's the sort of movement that you want to see from Rashford continually for United.
Robertson takes it to halfway, 2.5 minutes to go before the break. Manchester United surprisingly leading Liverpool by a goal to 0. Robertson plays it down the left, Luis Diaz, infield to Milner, back to Robertson. Space out wide for Harvey Elliott. Elliott with the ball down the channel looking for Robertson, who's in behind here, plays it against Varane. It's out for another corner. Good movement that by Liverpool, quick, sharp passing. That's what they've got to do to open up Manchester United's defence.
Dominating the game in that respect. I mean, United are defending well, I have to say, but it's much better from Liverpool. Running off the ball, in behind, patient with their build-up.
I think Danny made a point before the game about United having probably 5 attacking-minded players, and that showed it then. On that attack, they've had 5 players the wrong side of the ball.
Here's Robertson with the ball deep towards the far post, headed away by Varane, and nodded back towards Harvey Elliott by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gomez trying to keep things alive. Liverpool, just again, not really as sharp and as quick and as precise with their passing as they need to be here. And it's crashed out on the near side this time by Sancho, and Bruno Fernandes comes across and he eventually clears it for United. 1-0 they lead going into half-time. Alexander-Arnold with a deep ball towards the far post. Milner with a header back across the face of goal. It bounces once inside the 6-yard area before David De Gea comes across, pulls it into his chest, and it is cleared away.
I'm not sure United will survive by doing what they've been doing for the last 10 minutes. They've sat off the play a little bit. They've got too many players that are not great defensively, and I think they've almost got to keep Liverpool on the back foot if they humanly can with their press, their movement. I've seen a remarkable drop-off from Rashford in his energy levels at the front, with and without the ball.
I think it's really hard, those two, isn't it, to maintain those levels, you know, for a long period in the game. Starting the game for 20 minutes it was. Since the goal, I think Liverpool have controlled the game much better.
Van Dijk back to Alisson. Alisson takes on the pass and then launches it long towards Diaz. There was a bit of pressure from Anthony Elanga, although the pressure really was felt by the Manchester United players. There's a yellow card for Dalot for a crunching challenge on Luis Diaz away to our left-hand side.
You know what, you could see it coming, Sam. As such, I would be absolutely fuming with my defender. There's no need. Twice you've gone in and you've got away with it. He's going nowhere.
Well, remember, ill-discipline cost them. I mean, they were already 4-0 down at the time. Ill-discipline cost them last year in the game here when Pogba was sent off. But they've got 2 of their back line now booked, and this is a duel that's been brewing over the course of the last 30 minutes.
I tell you what that is. That's a tackle for the fans. It doesn't help your team, and it doesn't help your manager in the second half when you're on a yellow against a player like Diaz. He's flown in there for the fans.
1 minute of added time at the end of the first 45. Manchester United don't want to concede now. Robertson with a wide free kick into the penalty area, looks for Firmino. It's away though by United and cleared upfield by Rashford into opposition territory. No one there to get hold of it apart from Joe Gomez of Liverpool, and they see the ball all the way back to their goalkeeper, and it's Alisson on the ball as the Glazers' chance starts again just before half-time. It's kicked clear by Alisson down the right channel, and Varane gets the better of Milner. It breaks to the left, and Diogo Dalot, who's on the wrong side at the moment, sends the ball upfield, but it's picked up by Harvey Elliott just in front of the centre circle. Travelling through the middle is Robertson, switching the play to Alexander-Arnold, who chests it down, but that's the end of the first half. And a very good first half from Manchester United. Certainly Liverpool came back into it as the game went on, started to dominate the ball, and
possession and cause Manchester United problems, but Liverpool behind early. Anthony Elanga should have put them in front, but Jadon Sancho certainly did. It wasn't long ago that Manchester United beat Liverpool 4-0 in a pre-season friendly. Remarkably, maybe somewhat stunningly, they might just beat them again. In the same fixture last year, it was already 4-0 to Liverpool, but this is why we love football. It's currently Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. Anthony Martial comes on for Anthony Elanga at the start of the second half, and we're underway with Manchester United shooting from right to left towards the score of the Stretford end, and they've given the ball away very cheaply early doors to Roberto Firmino and invited a Liverpool attack. Liverpool in white attacking the scoreboard end away to our right hand side. Mo Salah, who's been pretty quiet so far, has picked the ball up left side, bit of space for Milner. Milner inside the area, shifts it towards his left, then strikes the ball goalwards. It comes to Robertson, whose left-footed ball into the box is dealt with by Dalot. The referee gets in the way, and it's going to be an uncontested drop ball just outside the penalty area, and Liverpool will be able to build another attack from there. So it looks as if Martial's gone down the middle and Rashford's gone out to the wide left position, Danny Murphy.
Yeah, I think that probably makes sense after Martial playing there in pre-season, doing well.
Here comes Alexander-Arnold on the right for Liverpool. Played back to halfway. The Manchester United team in full. De Gea is the goalkeeper. The right back Dalot, Varane, Martinez and Malacia make up the back four. McTominay, Eriksen, then Fernandes. Now Rashford and Sancho are the wingers, with Martial through the centre. Here's Luis Diaz though for Liverpool. Into the box he goes. A little trick by Roberto Firmino. And he just a little bit heavy with his touch there, Roberto Firmino. Invited pressure from Fernandes. It's out over on the far side.
It's those little tiny details in the final third that Liverpool aren't quite getting right at the minute. That last little release, that last little touch, or slipping over and falling flat on your bum like Robbo there.
They've got Alisson in goal. Alexander-Arnold has been booked, one of three players to be booked in the game with Varane and Dalot. Gomez, Van Dijk and Roberts in the back four. Henderson, Elliott, Milner in midfield. Salah, Firmino and Luis Diaz. We're a little bit surprised that there's no change to the configuration of the Liverpool midfield at the start of the second half. Stuart Pearce?
Yeah, whether Fabinho's carrying something or not, I don't know, but I'd be very tempted to bring him on, probably for Millie, and then advance Henderson a little bit more, let his energy, let him run around further up the pitch.
Anthony Elanga sitting on the bench next to Cristiano Ronaldo now. Luke Shaw and Maguire in full conversation, and they've got big smiles on their faces. Manchester United leading by a goal to nil. Here is Harvey Elliott trying to weave his way down the right touchline. He plays it into Milner, stopped by Lisandro Martinez, who tenaciously goes after the ball and took Milner with him as well. And then he's complaining to the assistant on the near side, who quickly raised his flag and gives a free kick to Liverpool in what is a dangerous position really, because Trent Alexander-Arnold will fancy delivering this deliciously into the box, and when you've got the height of Van Dijk and others inside that area, they are a real potent threat.
I'm going to make a statement now, Sam. Liverpool win this game. I don't think United have come out this half, and I think they're believing their own hype a little bit. They've dropped off, they're playing short.
Robertson's delivery towards the far post. It's aimed towards Henderson. It's headed away. Drops on the edge of the box. It's not great from Rashford. Salah almost got there. Now Luis Diaz has. Over on the far side. Being chased by Rashford, who's put pressure on him, but still the ball is with a Liverpool shirt. Crossfield pass by Gomez into Alexander-Arnold, who chests it down and scampers forward. And he skips past Malacia. Squares the ball into the box looking for Salah. Away by Martinez. Elliott with a volley. Takes a deflection. Bobbles out towards the near side. Sancho trying to stop it from going for a corner. I don't think he managed to do it. It's a corner.
Good start from Liverpool. Nice tempo. Look like they mean business. I agree with Stuart. I know what he's talking about. Starting on the back foot, giving away the ball on the kick-off from the second half. Just a little bit flat compared to that real tenacious, energetic start Manchester United made.
Here is the corner kick to be taken by Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool and England, placing the ball down in the quadrant in front of the vociferous Liverpool way support. A right-footed ball deep towards the far post, and Salah on a volley. First time on the edge of the box. Well, first of all, why was he unmarked? Second of all, well, it wasn't great. Over the bar it goes.
Beautiful corner. Felt absolutely ideal for him, really. And maybe he needed sort of a hitch kick technique rather than that sort of the lick of a paintbrush type.
Brilliant description, Stuart. Are you a hitch kick or a lick of a paintbrush type guy?
Oh, just an ex-decorator, really.
I thought you were an electrician.
Did that as well. It was a good chance for someone of Salah's quality. Should have at least hit the target with that, I think.
Martial gets his first real touch of the ball in the centre circle, moves it out wide towards the right, and then Sancho, who's just drifted centrally, spreads the play to the left, and now Rashford takes over. 2 to aim at in the centre, ball into Rashford, back again, plays it against Gomez, no handball, and they were shouting for that from behind the Manchester United supporters, but there was no way that it was ever going to be given because it hit his chest. Martinez engages high up with Firmino, wins the ball, it's played forward by Dallo, referee says no handball again, Sancho picks it up, now Fernandes, Liverpool struggling here to keep tabs on Manchester United, coming forward now on the edge of the area is Martial, back towards Fernandes, and now Malacia. Rashford is on the left hand side and racing forwards Malacia, but Rashford went for a cross from the inside channel looking to try and find Martial, but it was blocked by Elliott and it's out for a throw. 5 minutes gone, second half, Manchester United lead by a goal to 0.
You've got to like Martinez. He does make things happen. He's only a little fella, but I tell you what, he careers into people. He's got that little bit of energy about him.
Same height as Robert De Niro. He used to make things happen as well.
Well, he likes the game in front of him, that's for sure, because he wants to come out and intercept and make tackles.
Yeah.
Liverpool don't really have a fault, obviously, without Nunez tonight. Somebody wants to run in behind or climb all over him, and that's where his problems will be. But I think he's really good when the play's in front of him.
You wouldn't believe it, but it is true. He did have the best aerial duel success rate in the Eredivisie last season, 70%.
I think that's probably because there was more passes played on top of his head than any other player in the league.
And he never took anyone on over 5'2".
Here is the free kick which Malacia will take, left side, arcing it towards the far post. Goalkeeper Alisson comes, punches well.
Offside.
Offside flag is up over on the far side against Varane, and it's going to be, well, it wasn't just Varane, it was Scott McTominay as well, but Varane was certainly involved in it, and it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool way to our left hand side. You might believe this or you might not, but actually Manchester United's home form since January had been pretty good, really. They hadn't lost at home since January, before the first game of the season when they were torn to shreds by Brighton. And Erik Ten Hag was asked yesterday whether or not his comments last week after the Brentford game and the subsequent punishment that he inflicted upon them when he made them do 13 extra kilometres on the Sunday after losing to Brentford would be damaging to the morale of a fragile group. He was quite bullish about that. He responded with a very terse no. It's our obligation to fight, and they've certainly done that today. And Malacia has just fought for the ball on the near side. He's won a tackle and sent it to the halfway line. Rashford couldn't hold on to it. Henderson's given it away to Martial, who might release Rashford here, and he does, through the middle, and Rashford is running through, one-on-one with Alisson. He shoots into the net and scores his first goal since January, and what a goal to score. He puts Manchester United 2-0 up, or does he? The referee has allowed him to celebrate. The linesman has kept his flag down. There will be a VAR check, but Rashford is wildly celebrating towards the Stretford end. They think they've got a 2-0 advantage. It will be the man in the VAR booth who decides. Darren England.
On first viewing, I think he's offside. He just held the pass that split second too long, but it'll be marginal.
Oh yeah,
that is close. I'll tell you what, that is very close.
I'd be surprised. He looks offside from the eye, the naked eye. It was a little turnover actually.
It's going to be Ivan Toney, Odsonne Edouard, Gabriel Jesus all over again. Manchester United think they've scored, but Erik Ten Hag might be denied here. Remember, the lines have to overlap. He's onside. The VAR has called it as onside.
Wow. I think it was the chest. The Gomez just leaning backwards has just kept him on.
Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0. Who saw this coming? Marcus Rashford hasn't scored since January of this year, but he has just scored a massive goal for Erik Ten Hag. Danny Murphy.
Well, it's that ball in behind, isn't it? It's that threat.
Here's Milner at the other end, trying to drag Liverpool back in here. Ball in towards the near post. Luis Diaz, saved by David De Gea. Brilliant save, down low at the near post, deflecting the ball away to safety. and Manchester United survive. Just about. It's United 2, Liverpool 0, live on TalkSport. Here's Rashford again, down the left, terrorising Trent Alexander-Arnold. Goes beyond him, and then diving in to put the ball out for an emergency corner is Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a story unfolding in Old Trafford, Stuart Pearce.
It certainly is. As I say, United didn't start the second half particularly well, but that opportunity, ball in behind, and on that occasion, unlike Elanga early on in the first half, a great finish by Rashford.
It was a really good finish by Marcus Rashford, in at the near post, dragging it low to the goalkeeper's right, squeezing it into a tight gap.
Took his time with it, didn't he? Considering he hasn't scored for a while, it's really good composure.
Erik ten Hag wasn't composed. He went celebrating wildly into the evening sky. Here they come again. Varane into the penalty area, chesting it down, trying to juggle with it. Tries to set it back to Rashford, who bobbles it towards the far corner. And another great save, this time down to his left by Alisson to chip it round the post. And out and away for another corner kick. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0. And United have got their tails up again.
They have indeed. It's amazing the difference, isn't it? A week or two can make. Place is rocking. Everyone wants the ball, everyone's in on the act. Good save, wasn't it, from Alisson?
2-0 the score. Corner for Manchester United over on the far side. It's delivered by Eriksen in towards the near post, headed away by Firmino. Manchester United, who have had their struggles in front of goal. Remember, they hadn't scored a goal before the start of tonight. Alexis McAllister had to do it for them on the opening day of the season. But they lead against Liverpool by 2-0 on TalkSport with Now Sports. And remember, with the Now Sports subscription, you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Manchester United versus Liverpool live tonight for $11.99, no contract search. Now Sports. What were we saying earlier on about Marcus Rashford and his goal record against Liverpool here?
Well, I think Rashford and Sancho, who've both been criticised, and rightly so, deserve credit tonight. They've had a chance each, and they've been composed enough and shown enough quality to put United 2 in front.
Here's Elliott trying to side his way through the United defence, slams it down the right side into the side netting, goes behind and away for a goal kick to United. It's 6 goals now in 8 appearances against Liverpool at Old Trafford for Marcus Rashford. Linked away with a move to PSG in the summer, a sullen look so often on his face over the last 18 months to 2 years. Singled out by Wayne Rooney in his Sunday Times column this week as a player that needed to up his game, needed to change his demeanour, and certainly he's changed the demeanour of nearly 80,000 inside Old Trafford tonight. And we'll pour over it all on breakfast tomorrow with Laura, with Dean Saunders, with Ray Parler. I'll be on there, Shaban will too, Mark Bosnich and Tony Bellew as well. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning when you wake up. TalkSport breakfast is the place to be. On your app, your smart speaker, you can wake up to it. Just set your smart speaker to wake you up to TalkSport. Here on the left-hand side is Milner, trying to play the ball down into Robertson's path, who's trying to get round the back. It's McTominay who releases Anthony Martial. It's another good turn past Van Dijk up to the halfway line. Rashford has got it now. He switches the play, and Bruno Fernandes is darting towards the edge of the penalty area, but Alisson is out quickly. And Manchester United really exposing that high line and the space in behind that high line that Liverpool are holding. Milner dawdling, and Fernandes was there to put pressure on him. He's given away a foul. The referee is going to make a substitution. It's Jordan Henderson who comes off here for Fabinho.
Really?
And Milner who gets the captain's armband. You're not sure about that?
No, not seeing that one myself.
Gobsmacked. I think Milner's struggled a bit this evening. Henderson he's been one of the better ones. Look, he's not happy, shaking his head, rightly so. He's still got the energy and the athleticism to be out there and help Liverpool get back into this. I have to say, just after we hadn't a chance to talk about it, but just after the second goal when Milner got in on the right hand side and crossed it, the save from De Gea.
Great save. And he cost them last week, but he may well have saved them this. And I'll remind you again that in Singapore in pre-season, Manchester United picked Liverpool apart. It was a very different set of 11s at the start of that game. And Manchester United certainly didn't have Martinez or Eriksen in the team that day, but they had a field day against Liverpool, who again had a bit of a scratch team going on.
but they look as if they're going to be victorious here unless Liverpool can turn this around. The score's Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0 on 60 Minutes on TalkSport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Stuart Pearce.
Dane, I was just thinking to myself, if the score stays the same, that the calls tonight on the sports bar, they're going to be inundated with people talking about ground renovation.
McTominay down the right sends the ball into the 18-yard box, and it's cleared away by Trent Alexander, by Joe Gomez out towards the far side. But United had a 3-on-1 situation there with McTominay getting down the right. He's still fighting for the ball down by the corner flag. It goes out for a throw-in. But again, Manchester United getting in behind that Liverpool defence, Danny.
Look, I tell you what it shows tonight. It shows that different tactics for different games. You don't always have to play the same way.
They had to be more pragmatic tonight when they're playing out.
They had to be more pragmatic, but you're also playing against a Liverpool side that has a very high line. He's picked all his quick players to play high up the pitch, and as soon as been those transitions, he's got it in behind. So you have to credit the manager for that.
I don't think Liverpool have been helped with Núñez. You know, that sending off last week. I'm not sure Firmino's had one of his better games, if I'm being honest with you, and offers something slightly different. Núñez would have, I'm sure, been more effective in this game.
I agree, and I think also, just to add to that, Thiago, whenever he doesn't play, they lose that little bit of...
Oh, here's Fernandes inside the penalty area. I think the offside flag would have gone up anyway as the ball was flicked forward by Dalot towards him, who chested it down, helped it on. And yeah, Fernandes was about 5 yards offside.
I think in those big games that Thiago played, he gives you that sense of control and composure when you need it at frenetic moments in the game.
Yeah, but he's out. Konate's out. They've had a problem in that central midfield area because Keita's been out as well. Curtis Jones is out. Injuries have certainly beset Liverpool in the early part of the season. Suspension to Núñez didn't help. I was speaking to an experienced Liverpool journalist at half-time who said to me he thinks that Firmino's best years are beyond him. Here come United again. Sancho down the right. Steaming forward is Martial. Back to Sancho. And Alexander-Arnold steps in, but Martial's won it back again off Gomez. He's tricked his way inside the box. Van Dijk is going to get there first and stab it clear. Gives it to Robertson, and then Liverpool play their way out of the back and move the ball out to the left-hand side. But once again, the threat on the counter from Manchester United is a sight to behold, and certainly these Manchester United supporters, so disgruntled, so let down by their owners over the course of the last 15 years or more, are not feeling as if tonight... Well, certainly didn't come in feeling that they would have this joyous experience of their team beating one of the contenders for the title. But derbies do funny things to you, and so does one hell of a disappointment. Maybe 13 kilometres of running on a Sunday does as well. Here's Elliott down the right, moving towards the edge of the penalty area, back towards Trent Alexander, but to Gomez. Gomez lifts the ball towards Firmino, who completely air kicks it. He's completely miskicked the ball.
It was a good little pick out actually from Gomez, nice and patient there, trying to pick Firmino out on the far left post. Just snatched at it a little bit with his weaker foot. Difficult technique, to be fair.
Here come Liverpool again. Alexander-Arnold right side, trying to steer the ball into Salah. Again, hasn't had his best evening in a Liverpool shirt. Turning the ball towards the edge of the D. Diaz, Salah, then back to Firmino. And again, Firmino gets his legs in a tangle, and it goes behind and away.
To be fair, that's
for a goal kick. It was a bit of a fizzed pass into him, wasn't it?
Salah's bad that, but it was better from Salah. At least he's trying to impact the game. He's been on the periphery of the game, hasn't he? Not been on the ball enough, showing those little magic touches. Even his running in behind hasn't been quite the same. He needs to try and impact the game a little bit more.
It's a bad Liverpool performance, this, really, all told, isn't it? And the last time I think I saw them play this bad might have been down at Watford in 2020 when they lost their first game of the season.
I think they started the game poorly. I think after the goal they played okay. The second goal come from nowhere, really. I mean, the start to the second half was... Liverpool have set such high standards, I suppose.
But they've tested De Gea once.
Yeah.
And this is a team that conceded a lot of goals. I think they'll be disappointed when they look back at that.
I think they will. And I think that creativity... And the other thing we've not talked about, although Diaz is a wonderful player... excuse me, the dynamism Mane gives to this Liverpool side is not to be belittled.
Well, he scored again, didn't he, at the weekend for Bayern Munich. Certainly had a good start to his career there, and Bayern Munich, as they usually are, on top in Germany at the moment. Liverpool certainly not. Manchester United, as it stands, will be going above Liverpool in the table. And remember, they started the weekend bottom of the pile.
Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0. And for the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Manchester United to win at 8-1 on. Liverpool 16-1, the draw 13-2. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Here is Salah in the area, onto Harvey Elliott, who might be in an offside position, but Robertson keeps it alive, and now the flag does go up, and eventually the free kick is given.
Irrelevant of the flag, it's that final touch, the final ball, the final cross, those little tiny details. They're getting into some great positions, just can't quite find that little bit of quality.
They've been a little bit flat at the front of the team tonight, and it's probably the least impactful I've seen a Liverpool front three for many years, and I don't know whether some of that is down to the supply line from the midfield as well, maybe in the fullback.
This boy playing left back, Tyrell Malacia, has got personality.
He has, hasn't he? He's really impressed me, actually. He's another reason why Salah's maybe not quite been himself, because of his high level of performance.
Here he is again, wrestling the ball from Salah and sending it into Eriksen. It's upfield by Martinez. Joe Gomez under pressure from Martial. Into midfield it goes to Elliott. Elliott plays it up to Firmino. They're trying to build down the right side. Malacia gets beaten by Salah. He goes back at him, gets back at him, tucks it behind and away for a corner.
I think when you're talking about personality, I think Martinez and Malacia have both got that. Now, they're slightly different. Certainly Martinez from the traditional centre-half that we're used to, but maybe, a different spectrum. It's good for the team, good for the centre-half. They do impact the opposition, that's for sure.
Robertson's take the corner, away to our right. It's down in front of the Liverpool fans. He'll swing this in left-footed. Diaz in the centre. Van Dijk up from the back. It's very deep. It's headed by Fabinho and saved down low by David De Gea, who watched it all the way. Dropped on that and will clear away. Live football tonight on TalkSport. Live football tomorrow. We're round the grounds and we've got live commentary of the game on TalkSport 2 of Fleetwood against Everton. On Wednesday night, Tranmere against Newcastle is on TalkSport. Live from Prenton Park. Leeds Barnsley is on TalkSport 2 that evening as well. Friday night, Luton against Sheffield United in the Championship is a TalkSport 2 exclusive, and I'll be in Southampton on Saturday morning with Reshmin and former England striker Dean Ashton as we bring you Game Day live from 11 o'clock. Diaz released down the right side into the centre of the United half, but he can't catch up with the ball, which moved very fast and fiercely down towards the edge of the penalty area, and De Gea comes out and collects, and it remains 2-0.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Really good ball, I thought, from Trent. And good movement from Diaz. Ball just slightly too far.
Phenomenal pass, wasn't it?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question as a fullback? Bearing in mind that Trent Alexander-Arnold, maybe sometimes rightly, sometimes wrongly, is criticised for his defensive positioning. Reece James is playing as a right centre-half at the moment. Throwing forward to the World Cup, are you a little bit concerned that with the bountiful options that Gareth Southgate has, right wing-back, right full-back, they're not being used in that position at present? And
I don't think it's too much of a problem, if I'm being quite honest with you. I think, Gareth will be aware what Trent can do. Trent's best work, and people talk about Trent, is what he does in that central midfield area and his passing range, not so much what he does defensively. And as an international manager taking him out of Liverpool, you've got to say, what am I looking for from a so-called right back, if you like?
Well, you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, Kieran Trippier and Carl Walker all to look at, I think, for Gareth Southgate between now and when he names his squad. And there won't be too much experimenting between now and then, with only 2 internationals to come in the September international break. Both games live on TalkSport. Here is Elliott on halfway, guiding it back to Gomez. Gomez square, playing it into Van Dijk. Van Dijk short of the halfway line. Liverpool trailing by 2-0. Alexander-Arnold is high up on the right side again, and Gomez has found him, and he's trying to take on Malacia, who dives in and gets hold of the ball and stops it from going for a corner as well. And I think he's going to become a fan's favourite pretty quickly here, Tyrell Malacia. They bought him from Feyenoord.
It's quite simplistic, isn't it, what gets fans appreciative and off the seats? Bit of hard work, commitment and tenacity.
Yeah, it's always been the way. That's why you two were so popular.
In my
I don't
case,
know whether that's a compliment or not.
In my case, a lack of ability, but my goodness, did I run around and kick people.
Yeah, but you're a great decorator. Here is Alexander-Arnold in towards the near post. It's headed away by Varane and up into the midfield and away by Fabinho back down the throats of Alisson to restart the attack. Remember, Liverpool have won each of the last 3 Premier League meetings. They've never won 4 in a row, and by some margin as well. 4-0, 5-0, 4-2. Here's Alexander-Arnold pinging the ball into the centre, but no one really on the same wavelength as him, and maybe he just had to wait a little bit for those cavalry options to arrive in the box before he tried to ping the ball through the middle of the park.
It was a long diagonal from Van Dijk, and when it comes over to Trent, although he's looking a little bit tired now, the obvious thing there was to side foot it across and give somebody. He's tried to lace it and cut across it, which is a really difficult technique at the best of times. So I think he's actually probably made the wrong choice with that one.
I did you a disservice there, by the way. I said Liverpool have never won 4 in a row before. They've never won 3 in a row at Old Trafford. They have won 4 in a row before, because they did that the first between December 2000 and January 2002, and it was bookended by Danny Murphy goals. Got the 85th minute winner on the 22nd of January 2002, and the winner just before half-time in the first of those wins in December 2000. Remember them well, I reckon.
Yeah.
Even I remember them well, actually.
Well, I've been reminded of them by Aid earlier, so that was very nice of him.
I thought they were your screensaver, actually, from what I was looking at earlier on. There's been a change for Manchester United. Fred is on, Jadon Sancho is off. And that's for the final 20 minutes of the game, just to stiffen things up in midfield. I think Eriksen will just go a little bit further forward here for Manchester United, who do lead by 2-0. Goals scored by Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford.
Looks like Fernandes has gone out to the right as well. I'd like to see Carvalho, the young lad. He's a super creative, skillful lad who can score goals, add something extra. Maybe come on there for Milner or Harvey Elliott just to try something different.
Milner has it halfway, sends it down the right, teasing the ball to Harvey Elliott. Away by Lisandro Martinez, and the ball comes high towards us, just about 7 or 8 seats towards the right-hand side. Big fella catches it, went to throw it forward, and then another geezer in the front row of this second part of the south stand is told to keep hold of it. The steward comes over and says, "You give that back," and it goes back into the front row of the stand down in front of us, and they're waiting for a ball to come back for Trent Alexander-Arnold to take a throw in, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. And the Manchester United fans are now baying the Liverpool supporters, who I think were coming here expecting a victory today. Work by Fred, down in the corner, pushes Elliott off the ball, wins a goal kick for Manchester United. It's fascinating listening to Erik ten Hag, because clearly he was under pressure after losing his first 2 games in charge, as Fabio Carvalho comes on for James Milner. He said, everywhere I've started it was difficult at the beginning. In the build-up to this fixture, he was pointing out that he turned around Go Ahead Eagles, he turned around Utrecht, he rebuilt Ajax. It's always going to be a little bit trickier when you've got a behemoth that is Manchester United to pivot towards success. It's like turning a giant oil tanker that has run aground in the Suez Canal. But it will take time, and he has to be given the time if Manchester United wants success.
I think he has to be given time, yeah, that's for sure. He's going to need a couple of windows and a good season, isn't he, to get his players in and his philosophy.
Brilliantly won by Fernandes over on the far side, robbing Robertson and getting to the edge of the penalty area. Plays it wide towards Dalot, who slips it back into the box looking for Fred. It pops out towards Fernandes. Fernandes goes down. It was a dive. Even from this distance we could see that. Robertson went across, and Fernandes is going to be booked.
Poor dive. Very, very poor dive. And a good decision by the referee, I think.
I was about to say no words needed, but seeing as how they're on the radio, I think there probably is. I think that is horrendous, watching that. And not because it's Man U or Fernandes, any player. I'd say it about anybody. I absolutely despise that, trying to stitch up another player.
Well, it was a heavy touch, and he was at least 5-6 centimetres away from Robertson when he dived on the floor.
Offside.
And as a result of that, he went into the referee's notebook. I mean, even Tom Daly is furious about that. How dare you even put it in the same category as diving? 15 minutes to go. Martial straight offside, flag has gone up. You're listening to Talk Sport.
Do you think somewhere in the game there's a place for a 10-minute sin bin for situations like that? I would even say probably Trippier's challenge yesterday falls into that category.
Alexander-Arnold into the edge of the area, and Salah's got some space here. He tees it up for Fabio Carvalho, and then the offside flag goes up again. Far too delayed that for the initial move, and a free kick is given on the edge of the box.
Surprised with Salah not pulling the trigger there.
Very frustrating, I think, for the Liverpool supporters and for Jurgen Klopp, who looks irate. Now, maybe Jurgen Klopp will be ringing the sports bar, 03717 223344. He might wait till Saturday so he can speak to Gabby Agbonlahor and tell him that he was right after all. 2-0, 15 minutes to go. Ball cleared by David De Gea. The good news is I've got to talk to him afterwards, so cheers Gabby for that. Here is Rashford dancing down the left side, bouncing past Gomez. He's got beyond him and into the area. A chance to strike! Oh, right down the middle of the goal, but it bent wickedly over the top of the crossbar and floated behind.
Brilliant perseverance from Rashford. Poor challenge from Gomez. In off that left-hand side, cutting inside, decides to try and lace one, gets some dip and curl, just goes over the top. Nice and positive though, wasn't it? Much better from Rashford today.
Yeah, real sort of resilience and persistence, and he just kept on going, didn't he, to drive the ball towards the edge of the penalty area, and then unleashed a shot which looked quite damaging if it had got anywhere near the target. Here is Elliott on the edge of the area for Liverpool at the other end, a swirling cross towards the far post, headed away by Martinez, won by Firmino, helped towards Carvalho, it comes down, falls to Salah inside the box, dug out brilliantly by Martinez, who then goes down. Maybe he got a little bit of cramp there or something. He's down holding his right calf.
Yeah, big cramp.
And the referee has halted proceedings as a result of that. Why has he stopped it?
Why are we stopping games for cramp and for people with little... Because it just encourages people to go down. Head injuries I get. Understand that.
Also gives him a little chance to take a pause, a delay. Yeah, he's going to get back to his feet now. Remember, still no Ronaldo for Manchester United. Still sitting on the bench, still watching on.
I'll tell you, I think he does deserve a mention. We haven't really spoke about him too much, but Varane's performance has been immaculate.
Yep.
Now, aerially, he's had a lot of good balls out there. He's intercepted. He's led the line there. He's just so experienced and calm. I was really amazed when he wasn't in the starting lineup at the beginning of the season.
I think that back four to keep Liverpool's front three quiet has done really well tonight, I've got to say.
Well, it's so much better, the defensive record, when Varane is in the team. They've conceded 4+ goals once in the 20 games that the Frenchman has started, compared to 6 times in the 20 games he hasn't started. And here he is getting in front of Salah and nudging the ball towards the near side. They believe that should be a goal kick. Salah believes it should be a corner.
It's offside.
He was appealing for offside, yeah.
He was offside, but they played on, get a corner from it, and if this goes in the goal, it's equivalent to an offside.
Because the delayed flag.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Alexander-Arnold to take it right side. Certainly he'll believe he can create something here. It's headed down by Firmino towards the goal, clutched out of the sky by David De Gea, and then cleared away. But a much better performance so far from Manchester United, who lead by 2-0 with 12 minutes to go. And I remember being here last year, actually, when Manchester United lost 5-0 to Liverpool, and towards the middle part of the second half, Liverpool just rested with the ball, kept the ball, just kept Manchester United away at arm's length. Manchester United haven't quite been able to do that.
No,
but there hasn't been too much for David De Gea to get too worried about.
Well, they've got in some good positions, Liverpool, but no, it's not been consistently pressurising the goal. I think whatever happens in the last 12 minutes, United can be much happier with what they've produced already tonight.
Fabio Carvalho diving in on the left-hand side. Dalot has to be careful. Robertson's got a chance to deliver. He does towards the far post. Fernandes getting back to stop it from reaching Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's scooped out on this near side and away for a throw. 11 minutes to go. Talk Sport live at Old Trafford. Sports Bar open for business. 03717223344. We're on air till 10:30 tonight here. Here is Salah trying to out-muscle Fred. Fred wins that duel. It comes back into the left full-back position. Fernandes will then try and get it up to Martial. Holds it up really well. Then turns, plays it out to the left. And now they start to build down the left side with Christian Eriksen. But Gomez has spotted that. Comes across. Tidies up for Liverpool.
Wrong choice. Wrong choice. Rashford was in behind. He tried to play Eriksen, who's been great tonight, but he didn't fancy chasing that one in the corner with Gomez on his heels, did he?
I wonder whether or not he changed his mind there at the last minute to play the ball down the side to Eriksen, because he thought maybe Rashford had strayed offside. Fabio Carvalho trying to dance his way through the Manchester United defence. It's not a great clearance and it goes straight to Gomez, and Liverpool come forward again. Fernandes engages with Elliott, who travels towards the near touchline, back towards Joe Gomez once more. He slides it forward in towards Carvalho, who then releases Trent Alexander-Arnold right side. Decent cross needed. It's towards the back post, headed into the air. Robertson will bring it down left side of the penalty area, back in towards Firmino. Oh, it's sent towards his own goal by Martinez, and a wonderful save by the springing David De Gea. Fingertips the ball round the post and out for a corner.
Well, I think a goal now could be interesting. We've still got 10 minutes or so to go, and it changed the whole dynamic of the game. United comfortable in the game, but Liverpool just pressing a little bit.
Liverpool have got in the final third in dangerous areas numerous times and should have done more with it, that's for sure.
Here is the corner taken by Alexander-Arnold towards Salah far post, headed away by Diogo Dalot. Elliott away, falls for Carvalho, shoots, great save. Salah is there and he scores with a header down low towards the goalkeeper's left. Initially David De Gea made a brilliant save. It popped back out into the path of the Egyptian and he nodded it home, and it's game on with 9 minutes to go. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. David De Gea makes a brilliant save from Fabio Carvalho, but can't prevent the follow-up from Mo Salah. And now there's a bit of argy-bargy going on.
Well, they've deserved that goal. They've pressed and pressed and pressed. They've got in some good positions, as we just said. Great play from the young lad Carvalho, getting his shots off. Good save from De Gea again, and that man Salah, we've talked about him not doing enough. Well, there he is. Goal scorer's instinct, knowing where it's going to drop, and heads his team back in with 9 minutes to go.
Tell you what, this will be an interesting last 10 minutes now. I think the referee done for Fernandes a big favour there. You know, he kept the ball, wouldn't let Liverpool get the ball up to the halfway line, and because he's been booked, the referee's ignored it.
It's a good save. It's the touch from Carvalho, super shot, nice technique, brilliantly followed up from Salah.
Well, Jurgen Klopp has had quite a bit to say to the fourth official, John Brooks, because he believed that fracas after the goal had been scored should have led to a yellow card for Bruno Fernandes. It hasn't, and as a result of that, Liverpool playing 11 men still rather than 10. Ball is out over on the far side. Manchester United got a nervous wait to get to full time now. United 2, Liverpool 1. There's 7 minutes to go. Diogo Dalot into Christian Eriksen, turns and plays the ball on the edge of the penalty area, then tries to shoot from the edge of the box and doesn't really get hold of it properly. And with his left foot, he skies it over the top into the Stretford end, and it goes out for a goal kick.
See, I think the hard thing to do as a player in this position for Manchester United is actually think, right, we're in a great position anyway. Nobody's expected to be here, so enjoy it. Play, keep the ball. Don't get panicking. Don't get too anxious, because actually you're playing a great team in Liverpool, and you're in front with 8 minutes to go. You've got to try and take that anxiety and panic away.
Fred fighting for it in midfield, manages to scoop the ball to the halfway line. It's picked up by Firmino, and now on to Elliott, who skates forward and plays it to the right edge of the box. Ronaldo incoming. Alexander-Arnold with the delivery into the box, headed away by Varane, ahead of Luis Diaz, who is lurking with intent. Robertson's got it back now, charges forward. Looks like Tsimikas is coming on. The ball bobbles around inside the United penalty area. It's helped away by Malacia, collected by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Looks like Liverpool going all guns blazing now. Lovely turn by Salah into the area. Looked like he'd done Malacia, who got back and managed to put it behind and away for a corner kick.
That was talent there by Salah. You know, you can see the fullback want to go and have a little nibble at it, and he just drew him in and just deftly turned it round the corner. Salah's come into the game more so in the last 15 minutes than probably the whole of the game.
Yep, he looks angry, looks like he's trying to prove a point, like to have seen it earlier.
First player ever to score 10 Premier League goals against Liverpool. For Liverpool. Here is the delivery from Robertson towards the back post. The first player to score 10 Premier League goals for Liverpool against Man United, as Alexander-Arnold decides to shoot from 30 yards, and it goes away for a goal kick. And there is the change that Tsimikas is going to come on, and Cristiano Ronaldo is going to come on as well. And so is Van de Beek, and so is Wan-Bissaka. A triple change for United. Robertson off, is being replaced by Tsimikas, and then you've got Dalot for Wan-Bissaka, Ronaldo coming on, and Van de Beek as well. We wait to see who's going to be the one to leave the field of play for Manchester United, but they'll take the time over this. 5 minutes to go. Well, there was some positive reviews there, I think, for Cristiano Ronaldo. Marcus Rashford off, and off comes Christian Eriksen for Donny van de Beek. Manchester United just using this substitute window to ensure that they waste a few precious seconds. Every single substitution is taking its time a little bit, and eventually we're back underway, and now there's only 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play. There will be added time, of course, injected into the evening by Michael Oliver, but it could be a nervy finish now for Manchester United, having led for so long and had a 2-goal cushion. We've seen 2-goal cushions disappear in the Premier League already this season.
I'm just thinking of potential substitutions, alternative ones that United could have done, and he's turned down the opportunity to bring Maguire on and put him in the centre of the defence and make a back five, hasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, just wonder whether or not that would have been a popular substitution with the crowd.
Well, it's getting over the line at this stage. It's not being popular.
Correct. 3.5 minutes to go. 2-1 the score. Ball played out to the left-hand side. It's picked up by Tsimikas, who's now on for Liverpool. Fabinho playing it square. Gomez takes it on now. Just starts to meander into the Manchester United half. Is there going to be an equaliser for Liverpool in this game? There's 3 minutes left. Firmino on to Harvey Elliott. Looks up, runs down the right for Liverpool, engaged by Fred, pushed out towards the near touchline. It comes back to Elliott, then Alexander-Arnold will poke it centrally, where it's collected now by Fabinho, and Fabinho finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk now onto the left, it's collected by Tsimikas up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and then it goes all the way back to Virgil van Dijk, and then Liverpool ping the ball out to the right side, and it's taken down by Fernandes, but he can't get it away from Salah, who's first time crossed into Firmino, who engages with the ball, and Martinez, who did well really, and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Varane's got cramp now.
To be honest with you, I got cramp sitting in these seats.
Well, I have to say, to be fair to them, they have put a shift in. They've worked tirelessly for their team.
Something they didn't do last week, Danny.
Correct. The basics. Yeah, putting your body on the line, running yourself into the ground, making blocks.
Well, Manchester United ran 13 kilometres less than Brentford. And Ten Hag said, it was the first time that he'd been angry with the team since the 27th of June when they got together for pre-season. He was unhappy, so he told them in no uncertain terms. He made them do extra work as a result of that. They look as if they are ready and willing for action. There will be, I suppose, question marks about how they go forward now. Maguire, their captain, on the bench tonight, not used. Ronaldo used sparingly towards the end of the game. They will be the headlines, but it's a much improved Manchester United performance, and if they can get over the line here, it will be a massive 3 points before they go to Southampton live on TalkSport on Saturday. Bournemouth, Newcastle, and then the Merseyside derby coming up for Liverpool. That's live on TalkSport as well. And remember, we are staying on until 10:30 tonight, encroaching on sports bar territory, clogging up the bar to get our orders in for Jurgen Klopp and Eric Ten Hag before 10:30. An analysis from Stuart Pearce and Danny Murphy, and the breakfast show back tomorrow at 6 o'clock to give you all the analysis as well. Here is Fabinho looking for Firmino. Malacia manages to get in front of Firmino, then Martinez is pushed to the floor.
Oh, he's joking.
And he is milking that for all it's worth and trying to get a free kick. The ball was already out of play for a goal kick. There won't be any retribution there. They're just wasting a bit of time. This is what I think is commonly known, Stuart, as the dark arts.
To be honest with you, we sort of pulled up Fernandes about his dive, and the referee booked him. And to be honest with you, Fernandes should be booked then as well. You know, he's trying to con the referee. Martinez, sorry. He should be booked. If we want the game to develop.
Well, the Manchester United fans are on their feet. They can smell victory for the first time over Liverpool in 4 years. 4.5 years. Here's Ronaldo, edge of the area, left-footed volley, his first and only touch, skied over the top of the crossbar. It might not be his only touch because there's 5 minutes of added time.
Well, do you know what? I'm surprised he took on the shot, aren't you?
I think that might be laced with sarcasm there, Danny.
There was 2 men to his right and it's bounced up, and he's thinking, I tell you what, I'll hit a left foot volley from 35 yards out, why not?
And it was the 90th minute.
Jurgen Klopp's not happy about the amount of added time. 5 minutes have been allotted by the fourth official. Here is Fred, and then into Fernandes, a chance to break now, and Martial's made a really decent run. He's been tracked by Tsimikas, but he's got beyond him. He's poked it into the centre. It's just about stopped by Alisson, who just about gets it away, and Gomez can get the ball clear for Liverpool inside their own box, but that was another chance, and Martial caused a real problem there with intelligent movement coming in from the centre down into the left channel, and that worried Liverpool.
Yeah, it was a good breakaway. Tsimikas tracked him really well, Martial, actually. Just got away with it there.
Elliott down after a confrontation in the middle of the park. Jurgen Klopp still furious, barking orders on the edge of the 6-yard box. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1 is the scoreline. 4.5 years without a Premier League win against Liverpool. Manchester United desperate for one. Fernandes has just been dragged to the floor. He's complaining that he was grabbed round the face. He wasn't, it was his chest. Danny's getting more and more irate.
Every week he does it, honestly.
Here is Gomez taking the ball down through the centre circle, kicked towards the left, away by Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United with a terrific performance. In fact, a wonderful performance in comparison to what their supporters have seen so far this season. Can they hold on now for another 2 or 3 minutes of added time that are allotted? Can they keep this rampant Liverpool team who scored so many goals last season out for just a couple more minutes, or will they succumb to another late goal from the masters of late goals? Trent Alexander-Arnold with a free kick on the centre circle. Towards the far post it goes. Van Dijk heads it down. It's towards Carvalho. Across comes Wan-Bissaka and manages to kick it into the air. High into the night sky it drops. Luis Diaz forward. Away by Wan-Bissaka again, who throws his body at the ball, then air kicks it, and it runs through to Van Dijk and Carvalho now, taking on Scott McTominay. Far side, twisting, turning. He's got 3 for company. He manages to get it to Luis Diaz. Across into the box. Fernandes with the header away. It's brought down by Ronaldo. Ronaldo then release the ball to Fred, who finds Van der Beek, and now Fernandes is steaming through the centre, and United are trying to come forward, and then Anthony Martial draws a challenge, quite a hefty one from Van Dijk, and it's going to be a free kick short of the halfway line, and Manchester United and their supporters start to believe that little bit more, that a famous victory on a night full of disgruntlement and discontent may well be coming their way. A night that started with protest, a night that started with very little belief that they could get 3 points against this Liverpool team, may well end with victory. It'll be a terrible start to the season for Liverpool.
Yeah.
2 points from 3 games. That's a lot of ground to give up to Manchester City.
Really, really disappointing. There's no hiding behind any excuses. It's just been a poor start, and it started on the opening day at Fulham. There was a complacency about that performance. Palace dug in. It was better at Anfield from Liverpool, but they didn't get over the line, especially with the sending off now. And tonight, they've not been good enough.
2 on the score.
2 minutes to go. Manchester United, their songs chiming around Old Trafford. It's not been a great place to be at home matches for a long time, but tonight it's party time. Martial keeps the ball in the corner over on the far side, wins a corner, then takes it and draws a throw in. Ronaldo goes short. 94 minutes 13 seconds on the clock. Ball thrown in towards the penalty area. It's collected by Ronaldo. Tries to get beyond Van Dijk. Runs into the big body, the brutal body of Van Dijk, and falls off as if he was a tennis ball running into cement. Goes to floor. The referee says play on, but Manchester United win the ball back again as it's cleared by Alisson, and Fernandes has spotted the run of Ronaldo, but he can't find the pass, and Fabinho got there first and headed it clear. Alexander-Arnold shifts it forward on the volley up towards Luis Diaz. Wan-Bissaka engages. Fernandes is there, charging in for a foul. It goes his way. The Liverpool fans can't quite believe it. The referee, Michael Oliver, has given Manchester United a free kick just short of the halfway line with seconds remaining now. 2-1. 95 minutes have been played. Most of the action surely has been done. What is it about this fixture that inspires and stirs the passion, that elevates your performance? Well, whatever it is, Manchester United need more of it. Erik ten Hag needs more of it. There's the full-time whistle. Magic on a Monday. Bring the heat, bring the noise, bring the passion. It was the rallying cry from the 1958 as they called for a sustained challenge to the ownership prior to kick-off. But it seems that it's been heeded by some of those in red, white and black. The red, white and black of Manchester United against the backdrop of rancour, discontent and protest. Manchester United produce a performance that has earned them a stunning win against one of the best teams in Europe to register a first victory under Erik ten Hag, a victory on which they must build. It was a match that was set against a failing institution, and those criticisms will not be wiped away by this. But after Liverpool failed to win their first 3 games of the season, remarkably, there might just be a bit more attention on them. Goals from Sancho in the first half and Rashford in the second have done the damage. A late consolation for Salah hasn't managed to rescue Liverpool. It's finished at Old Trafford with a first victory in 4.5 years in the Premier League over Liverpool for United. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1.